I'm Trisha, and welcome to Pilates at Play. Today we're going to be going over some work on the foam roller. The one that I'm using is a OPTP smart roller that has just recently been designed. It's kind of built like an aircraft carrier, so it's flat on one side, it's rounded on the other. So if you're having some problems or you're just learning how to get your muscles stabilizing and balancing, put the flat side down. And when you're laying on the top of it here, your back is getting more muscle and fascia release, but you just don't have quite as much wobble to it. Also, if you have shorter arms or a shorter person, then your arms can sit on the floor more comfortably than on the traditional 6-inch roller. And if you put it with the side down, you've got more of the challenge. But with the way that I'm going to lay on it today for what we're doing is I'm using the rounded side up here. And first part is getting on a foam roller. So I say when you lay it like this for laying on with your back, it's longitudinal. So you're going to sit on the very tip of it. When you sit on the tip of it, it is probably the most comfortable experience you're ever going to have. So when you look between your legs at your crotch, if you do not see the roll, that means that it's in the right spot. And going down is a learned thing. Your body just gets it after a while. So when I start off, I always sit here in this, like I said, very comfortable place, hands on my shins, and then I just lift up and I give myself a moment to remind the postural muscles of where they need to be. I pull back, I open up the chest, just feeling the muscles working. I use a lot of imagery when I teach so that people can emulate some image in their head or some experience they've had in life. So with this, I'll maybe Buckingham soldier, or you're in the military, or you're in a Catholic school and a nun just comes walking in and she's going to beat your hand or something. So you sit up tall, like someone pushed you right forward from here. So when you lay down, you're going to be using the weight of your legs, counterbalancing, also using the weight of your head. You got like a 14-pound head. So hands right behind the legs, elbows out, drop your head forward, start with an exhalation. As you start going down, your hands are lowering you. Now over time, you'll be doing that with your arms straight out, just lowering yourself. You can also slide your legs away as you go down to counterbalance, or have your feet against a wall to help you go down. And then the first thing when you get on a foam roller, your back is going, what the hell? Just like when your tongue feels a little grain of sand in your mouth and it'll play around with it, your back wants to do that too. So let your back mess around with it. I always let my back mess around with it as long as I have any patience for. And then I say, okay, now it's time to work. So time to work means you want to feel the back down. And part of when you're walking around functionally, you're not going to have a tucked tail. But when you're laying on a roller, in order to engage the core muscles, you want to feel that engagement. So think of closing your ribs down, flattening your abs, and do think of connecting through the back, feeling as much of your back against the roll as you possibly can. If you imagine somebody sitting on top of you that's very, very heavy, you're engaging those core muscles. You'll use any method possible to engage the core muscles. The more they feel, the more results you're going to get. The more they're going to respond for you. And so in laying down here, I notice when I connect my back down more, well, my shoulders, my upper back gets all goofy. So relax your upper back. Let your arms open, palms up. And first of all, just lay on that roll, going over the sense that a big elephant has sat on top of you and it's pushing you down against the roll. Now, walk your legs together. You've got all that connection through the back. Make sure your neck is always adjusted right. If you ever feel your chin going up, adjust your neck. So my legs are together right here. Take a breath. Exhale, squeeze the legs together. And release. Exhale, squeeze the legs together as you're replicating that feeling of being pushed down into the roll. And then release. Exhale, squeeze the legs together. And just hold that squeeze for a moment. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let your hips flop apart. Take your feet together. Let your back arch up. Nice little extension. So you're bridged between the shoulder blades and the tail. Do 2 more of these, just letting it open up. Letting your ribs open in the front and hold that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a breath. Exhale. Bring your spine back down. Legs come back up. Take your hands behind your head, lacing your fingers. And now open the elbows back towards the floor. Bring your elbows around your face. Take a breath and exhale. Bring them back towards the floor and then back around your face. As you're doing this, keep the back of the rib cage connected to the roll the whole time. If you keep that connection from the front to the back, you have the core muscles engaged the whole time. Reach back there, hold this. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you can either bring your elbows around your head for more support, or for more challenge, you'll have your elbows wider, maybe not even touch the back of your head. But take a breath, exhale, lift up and forward. Now just float your heels up. Your heels are off the floor, your toes are barely touching, and you're holding it here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Heels come down and slowly let your upper body come down. And then reach with your elbows back towards the floor. Keep a constant feeling of motion going, constant dynamic of movement. Getting ready to come up again. Take a breath. Exhale, lift up and forward. Remember, more support. You want to bring the weight of the arms forward using the elbows beside your face. More challenge. Bring them wider or don't even touch the back of your head. Bring your heels up again. Hold it here. Keep your abs pulled in like you have a book on your abs and you're sinking it back toward the spine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a breath. Exhale. Heels come down. Your upper body comes down. Reach through the elbows back. We're going to do one more of these. Take a breath. Exhale. Lifting up and forward. Squeeze the legs together. Float your heels up. Just your toes are on the floor. And then let your right toe come up, left toe come up, right toe come up, left toe come up, right toe come up, left toe come up. One more on each side. Take a breath. Exhale. Down you go. Your heels come down. Take your arms by your sides, palms out, and then let your hips flop apart. Bring your legs together. So this is psoas release. There's a big muscle that connects to your thigh bone, goes right up through your body and connects to your spine. You got one on each side. And it's responsible for everything that you do with your legs as well as everything that you do with the trunk of your body. So it's a very important muscle of the body, also called the fetal muscle. So you want to always give time to stretch that muscle out as well as strengthening it. So with loading the core is a term used when you're going to strengthen the deeper core muscles using the weight of other limbs. Today on the roll, we're going to use our legs. So as you're laying here, you're connected down, arms are open, relax your upper back. Stare at the ceiling. Take a breath, and as you exhale, float your heels up. Now you're going to want to let the back of your waist come off the roll, but don't. Close your ribs down and make sure you feel that connection. Always go back up and relax the upper back because it's always going to try to counter whatever you're doing. Take another breath, exhale, float your toes off the floor. Here comes your legs. Your knees are coming over the hip socket. Yay, yay, yay. Now open up the hips and roll your knees towards your shoulders. So whenever you're doing an action like this, you're doing surface muscles. These are your rectus abs. They're the caterpillar muscles that can curl you in a little ball. In Pilates, a lot of what we're doing is using the more internal muscles that pull toward the spine when they contract. But right now we're using surface muscles. And now bring your legs together, take a breath, and exhale. Reach your legs up to the ceiling. The exhalation is important in Pilates too. Every time you exhale, you're closing your ribs down. These are the intercostal muscles, like hands around your ribs. And when you exhale, it closes the ribs down. And that connects with muscles internally, the transverse abs across your abdomen that pulls flat in. That's where you get that flat abdomen. So now, take your legs, let them lower away from you, maybe 10 inches, and exhale back up. This is up to you. So where you angle your legs all depends on you keeping the back of your waist down. So you can lower your legs. If you can keep the back of your waist down, lowering them way down and up, well then, good for you. But you want to make sure that that is staying down, or you create just instability in the core muscles. So now lower your legs to whatever position you felt was a good angle for you, heels together, toes apart. You can either keep your head down on this, or you can lift up forward, or you can take the points of your elbows and come up forward. The important thing is where your eyes are. If you're lifted up, the eyes are down. That creates a nice smooth dynamic with your spine. Now inhale as you bend in, exhale and out. Inhale, bend the knees, exhale and out. Inhale, bend the knees, exhale and out. One more, bend the knees. Exhale and out. Now lay your upper body down. The head is the last part to come down when you're coming down through the upper body. The legs come up and then open out wide. Just kind of shake your legs around. You have to constantly remind the muscles not to habitually hang on because they have all sorts of habits of their own. So now bring your legs back up, bend your knees. If your knees are over your rib cage, you're getting that back release. So I'll always roll my knees in a few times just to kind of release, let my body know that I actually love it. Now bring your legs back up. This time pretend like you have a baby on your feet and you want that baby to reach up there on the ceiling. So you're using muscles in here to push the baby up and then relax. Exhale, push the baby up and relax. Exhale, push the baby up and relax. Exhale, push it up. It might be something you can't really see, but you can feel it inside of yourself when you think you really do have to push your legs up to the ceiling. And now, bend your knees down. This is called baby diaper change. Whenever you're kicking your legs, I call it baby diaper change or baby diaper wipe. It just kind of lets you loosen up through the knees. Another place that you'll grab a hold and you don't even realize you're doing it. So now we're going to load the core by lowering and lifting the legs. So loading, putting a challenge on the internal muscles by using the weight of our legs. The arms are on the floor, relax through the upper back. Take a breath and exhale. Just float the right foot down first. Keep it limp through the knee until that toe barely touches the floor. Then take a breath and exhale. Float it back up, keeping the back of the waist down the whole time. This is hemispheric, where you're working the right and left side of the trunk. Take a breath, exhale. Now the left limp leg is floating down slowly. It's going to touch the floor. Take a breath, exhale back up. We don't let it completely land on the floor. Take another breath, exhale. The right leg is going down. With the exhalation starting it, you can breathe however you want to. Just initiate with an exhalation as you bring it back up. Take another breath, exhale as that left leg is going down, down, down. It barely touches the floor. Exhale, bringing it back up. One more on each side. Take a breath, exhale. The right leg is floating down. Make sure the back is connected, back a waist. Exhale, bring it back up. One more, left side. Exhale as you're floating that left leg down. It barely feather touches the floor. And exhale, bring it back up. Open up your knees and roll the knees towards the shoulders. Keep your upper back relaxed. We're just releasing out our back. Now reach your legs up to the ceiling again. You can either keep your head down on this one. You can also put a pillow or a ball under your head. Or you can lift up forward. You can come up on the points of your elbows if you want. Let your body explore with anything that it feels like it's capable of exploring. Now, lower your right leg down to the plane of the roll and exhale up. Inhale down to the plane of the roll and exhale up. Right leg down to the plane of the roll and exhale up. Left leg down to the plane of the roll and exhale up. One more each side. Right leg down and exhale back up. And the left leg down and exhale back up. Bend your knees, and as you lay your arms down, you lay your head and shoulders down. Open up the knees, roll them towards the shoulders. So one important part, whenever you're lifted up for stuff in Pilates, a lot of it is you're flexed up. If your eyes even barely look up when you're up, like you want to look at your feet, it immediately goes in your neck. That's why you keep your eye gaze down. Your eyes are telling the spine where to go. So now, kick your legs around a little bit, baby diaper wipe, and then we're going to do double leg. So our legs are up, get the back connected, bam, bam. Then take a breath and exhale. You're floating the weight of the legs down. Stay with it. Keep that back connected. Do not let the back of your waist arch up regardless of how much you feel like you have to. If it has to, put a yoga block under your feet so you don't go down so far, or simply don't go down so far. We're floating back up. Take a breath and exhale. We're floating the weight of the legs back, down again. Keep the back connected. Keep your upper back relaxed. They touch and exhale. The legs are coming back up. Keep it limp through your knees. Take another breath and exhale, floating the weight of the legs down. They feather touch. Bam. Take a breath. Exhale back up. Going to do one more of these. Take a breath and exhale, floating those legs down again. The toes feather touch. Take a breath, exhale, back up, open up your knees, roll them towards the shoulders, releasing up the back. Now bring the legs together. You're going to float your right leg down. Take a breath, exhale. The right leg is very limp and it's floating down, 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 down to the floor. Once it's down there, you're going to extend your left leg up. What you're working on is to have a balance between your thigh muscle and the hamstring so you can get a 90-degree line with your leg. The beginning, you're not going to have that. Remember, my leg was like that, or you just have to bend your knee or something. So if your knee is bent, think about the straight line of the thigh bone. That's a nice long bone. You pretend like that's the leg. The phantom leg is up there. If you can stretch it out, though, you extend completely. That leg is up there, and you have to stay as still as possible on the roll as you do metronome with the leg. So you go out to the side, to the left, and cross over to the right, and just get a breathing pattern that works with it. You're going to feel your upper back trying to involve itself. So work to control the upper back. Keep it as relaxed as possible, even though it wants to clench and do all sorts of goofy stuff. 2 more each direction. 1 more each direction. Then take that leg, bend the knee, reach your right hand up, grab a hold of it, and just hug it in. Right arm comes back down, left leg comes up for circles. Soft point to the ankle, and then start circling around like your leg is suspended from the ceiling. You want to think the leg isn't doing it, your core muscles are doing it. You can feel all this stuff going on, squinting and screeching and juicing and all sorts of stuff. Go in the other direction. That's where you use the exhalation around each top of the circle so your ribs close and you get that activation. 2 more in this direction, then bend your knee, put the left foot on your right thigh. This is the beginning of number 4 legs. You'll see it when it comes. So right now, open up that hip. Let that left hip drop towards the floor. Open it up again. Now let it open, and relaxing the side of your foot that's on the thigh helps to open up the hip. That's a psoas muscle in there too, and all your hip rotators. So you just kind of let it be open. It needs it anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you think of bringing the knees on the same horizontal plane. If you put your hands behind your head, you can lift up and look, but you're also probably going to fall off. So you can lift up like that, you can lift up like that, or you can just lay down. So as you're laying down now, getting your balance back, feel it. Feel the horizontal line through your knees. You get to the point of instinctively finding it. Take a breath and exhale. Let the right leg begin to float off the floor. You're keeping your back connected. Here comes that right leg up. And that right leg is going to press that left foot towards the right shoulder. It's opening up your butt and your hip. That's where the nerves go through when you get sciatic issues. You're stretching open those fibers so you can kind of let those nerves have a little breather. Hold it here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now extend the right leg up. Look, this is upside down number 4 legs. So now you bend the knee and then you extend it up again. Hey, look, number 4 legs. And then you bend the knee and then you extend it up again. And then you bend the knee and then you extend that right leg up, number 4, upside down, and rock it towards the right shoulder. So you're using low abdominal muscles that correspond with the low back simply to rock your legs like that, or keep your knee bent. It doesn't matter. You do what your body can do. And now bend the knee, let it go limp, half of a baby diaper change, and then slowly float the right foot down, down, down. Take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. Once the right foot lands, then you get to celebrate. Move your back around, arch it up, wiggle it around, let your hip open. Now take the left foot, you slide it gently off the right, put the left foot on the floor, and in between we're going to do air marching. Get your back connected down. The right leg floats slowly up till the knee is over the hip. As it floats down, the left leg floating up till the knee is over the hip. And the right leg floating up, knee over the hip. And the left leg floating up. Just let the toes barely touch the floor. So you're using that right side, left side hemisphere of the trunk, challenging both using the weight of your legs. The next time the right leg comes up, you're going to leave it up. Yay, high right leg. So, right leg, what do you want to do today? I want to stretch. So now reach your leg up to the ceiling, and then here's where you determine whether you have a good 90-degree line or you're going to have your knee bent a little bit. Then have the thigh bone form the 90-degree line. You know what your target is. So now take that right leg and metronome. We're going to the right and going to the left. Now, again, you're going to feel your body doing all sorts of crazy stuff. You just have to keep it steady as possible. And who cares? If you fall off of this thing, I fall off all the time. So it's just about letting your body play around uninhibited. 2 more on each side, feeling what's going on, keeping the back connected. Then that right leg comes up, back up, bend your knee, take your left hand up and hug the leg in. Good job. Leg. And now take your left arm back down, reach that right leg back up for circles. Keep your upper back as relaxed as possible, but you keep the back connected to the roll. As you begin to take that leg, it's like a 2x4. Somebody snuck in during the night and they stuck a 2x4 in your hip socket. So it's doing nothing. Everything you're doing is with the core of the body, your back and your muscles through your waist and the abdomen, the muscles through the ribs. You're just calling on all the forces. Go in the other direction now. A good count would be 8 in each direction, 10 in each direction, or just kind of do it until you lose your concentration. Now take that right leg, bend the knee again, kick it around a little bit, one-legged baby diaper wipe. Take that right foot, place it on your left thigh. Open up that right hip and let it flop open. You can go cattywampus on that. You just want to open up those muscles. So then you open it up, and here's where you want to see whether you have a horizontal line between your knees. And if you don't, who cares? That's just what you're heading for. So relax the outer ankle and foot on that right side. That allows the hip to open up a little bit more. Your arms are on the floor. Get your back connected down. Take a breath. Exhale. Float that left leg up. Here it comes. And now it's going to rock towards the left shoulder. Rock towards the left shoulder. Exhale as you bring it in. And one more, and you hold it. As you're holding it, it's opening up the muscle fibers on the right side and the butt and the hip. And letting that sciatic nerve breathe. And now extend up. Whoa, we got an upside down number 4 stem coming on. And extend it up again. Bend your knee. Exhale as you extend it up again. Bend the knee. Exhale, extend it up. Keep it up there and just rocking it towards the left shoulder. Hold it here 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bend the knee, half a baby diaper wipe, and then you're floating that left leg back down, 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 until that left foot finally touches. And when it touches, you relax the muscles through your body. Slide the right foot off. Place the other foot down. Walk your legs together. Let your hips open, so as release. Arch your spine up. Just let it lift right up. Opening up like there's a little string connected to your sternum and it's being pulled toward the ceiling. And then you leave it up here. Make sure you're always aware of all the muscles in your body as much as you possibly can. It's all about sensation. What am I feeling right now? So now take a breath and exhale. You're bringing the spine down as the knees are coming back up together. Once they're back up, get your back connected back down. Bring your arms up to the ceiling. Then take your legs hip-width apart. Start using the shoulder blade muscles, loosening them up. This is where we hold all that stress. So this is the wheels on the bus, go round and round. I compare it to the thing on the front of a steam engine, the piston or whatever that thing is. And go in the other direction. A lot of people will do this by bending their elbows and going around. It's okay, but when you think about the muscles driving the motion of straight, rigid arms, it isolates the muscles more. Now take those arms and float them slowly down like they weigh a ton. You're staying with it, keeping your back connected. Now, legs are hip-width apart. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Take a breath. Exhale. Slowly float the right leg up. This is balance control, also good for your trunk. Reach that right leg up. And we start with lateral balance. The right leg goes to the right, the left arm goes to the left, and exhale, they come back up. And inhale, they open apart from each other, exhale, back up. And inhale, they open apart, and exhale, back up. And one more, they open apart. You can be happy with it just where it is, but why not see if you can float the left leg up or do something with it? Or if you can't float it up, just start with floating the heel up or something. Now float the left leg back down or put your heel down. Bring the limbs back up. Bend the right knee. Reach across. Hug the right knee in towards the right shoulder using the left hand. Then let go. Left arm up. Right leg up. Longitudinal. The right leg falls away. The left arm goes towards the wall behind you and exhale back up. And inhale as they open wide. Keep your back connected. Exhale back up. And inhale, open long, exhale, back up. And one more, open long. Now here, if you can just float your left heel up, cool. But if you can bring that leg up, move it around, try to mess yourself up, try to lose your balance, cool too, cool. And then float that left leg down, keeping your back connected. Limbs come back up. Right knee bends. Reach across, grab. Hug it. Good job, leg. Good job, buddy. Now take that left arm down and float your right leg slowly down. If you're not sure whether it's limp, kick it around a little bit. Let your heel whack your butt. Once your right leg is down, take a breath. Exhale, the left leg is floating up. The knee gets over the hip socket. You're extending the leg as the right arm is coming up. We'll start out with lateral. The left leg goes to the left as the arm goes to the right, and exhale back up. And inhale, they open wide apart, and exhale back up. And inhale, they open wide apart, and exhale back up. And inhale, they open, hold it here, and see what you can do with that right leg. If you can float it up, move it around, whatever, or just your heel, and then you float it back down. Exhale, limbs come up, bend your left knee, reach across, grab that left knee, hug it in. Good job, left leg. Good job, right arm. Thank you. Now, the left leg reaches up, right arm up, longitudinal. Left leg drops away, right arm goes to the wall behind you, and exhale back up. And inhale, the open long the way, and exhale back up. Keep your back connected. Inhale, open long the way, and exhale back up. And one more, the open long way, hold it here, and then float the right leg up if you can, or do something with it to try to mess yourself up. And then float it back down, take a breath, exhale, the limbs come up. Left knee bends, reach across, hug. Good, double good job. Now take the right arm down. Float the left leg down, slow. Once it lands, it's party time. Your back gets to move around. You can roll back and forth. You can extend your spine up, tuck. You can do anything you want. Then you stop again. You're all connected down. We're going to revisit number 4 legs before we finish. So now we go back to the left leg. Take a breath. Exhale, floating that left leg up. Keeping the back connected down. Once it gets up, you put the left foot on the right thigh. Open it up. Take another breath. Then exhale, float that right leg up. This is also something you can always do, lift it up forward as long as your eyes are cast low. Now, you reach that right leg up, forming the upside down stem in the 4. This one, again, you can keep your head down or put a ball under your head, or you can lift up forward, eyes cast down low, get the shoulders laid back, and you lower your number 4 down and exhale back up. Lower number 4 down and exhale back up. Make the left leg really heavy and limp so the right leg has to work to push it back up. And then the right leg goes down and bends in. It presses out and it bends in. And presses out and exhale in. And inhale out and exhale in. Lay your head and shoulders down. Kick your right leg around and float it down to the floor. Bam. Now slide the left leg off. Let your body celebrate a little bit. Move around. And then everything is connected. Take a breath. Exhale. Here comes that right leg. It's floating up. It's floating up. Peripherally, you can see it. It's rising above the horizon. Here comes the knee right over the hip socket. Yay! Put the foot on your left thigh and flop open that hip. Take another breath. Exhale. Here comes that left foot. It's floating up. It's floating up. That's floating up. Knee gets over the hip socket. Reach the stem up. Yay! Here, you can stay down or you can lift up. And you're lowering the number 4 down. Exhale back up. Lowering it down and exhale back up. And lowering it down and exhale back up. And lowering it down. Exhale, bring it in. And inhale out. Exhale, bring it in. And inhale out. Exhale, bring it in. And inhale out. Exhale, bring it in. Lay your head down. Let your left leg go limp. And float it down to the floor. Now slide the right foot off, put it on the floor, connect your back down, and then do a little air march. They don't quite touch the floor. Just kind of slow motion. You can also put a little extension before bending the knees. Play around with it. Bodies are brilliant. They can come up with all sorts of creative ways of changing or adjusting, modifying, making something more entertaining for you. And that's the way Joseph Pilates was. He was actually a pretty zany, fun guy. So now, feet are back down on the floor. Walk your legs together. Let your hips flop apart. Arch your spine up. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back down. We're going to be coming up off the roll now. Give yourself a lot of latitude. You could be really super good at coming up off of a roll, or it could be a process. That's what Pilates is as a method. It's a process, and it goes your entire life of exploring what your body's capable of doing and what it doesn't like and what it likes. So now arms come up first. Take a breath. Exhale, you lift up. If you need to use your hands on the floor, do it. Or if you need to grab your legs, do it. But you're moving the weight of your legs out or not as you come all the way up. Get off your roll. Once you're off the roll, put it off to the side. Bend your knees. Hug your legs forward. Roll your shoulders around forward and back. And then I always like just kind of stretching things out at the end. Putting your hands behind your legs. First of all, always remind the postural muscles. Remember what this feels like? Yeah, I remember. Then drop your head forward, forehead toward the knees. Slide your legs out. Keep the distance between the forehead and the knees. Pin your hands to the floor and pull yourself down. Exhale, pull down. Exhale, pull down. One more pull down. While you're holding it, look how magical it is when you tense up your legs and let them go. Or let your neck go a little bit more. The crown of the head drops forward. Let your abdominals relax. Now let your arms relax. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip your hands out. Take a breath. Exhale, ragdoll, coming up to a seated position. You can't wake up until your head is the last part up and you're looking straight forward. Oh my God, here I am again. It's me. Bring your arms up to the ceiling. Reach toward the ceiling through the body. Reach toward the ceiling. 2 more. And reach toward the ceiling. I'm so happy. And reach toward the ceiling. And then circle the arms back. Down, 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 down. And we're all done.